Simple storybooks like this one generate thousands of dollars for many authors. It's incredible how easy it is to start a profitable business with these storybooks. And in this video, I will show you everything you need to know for publishing a storybook on Amazon KDP. From formatting requirements, how to create engaging high-quality illustration for children's storybook, step by step. So let's get started. To start, we have to do our research for the type of storybook that we want to make. And even more importantly, books that are really selling. You don't want to invest your time making a book that is not going to sell. It's better to do our research on what is already working and get inspired from here. For this, I use a tool called KDSpy. If you're interested in knowing more about how to do this process to the perfection and get more sales, I leave a video that I create called KDSpy tutorial about this in the description, so you can see and learn how to find niches of books that really sell. Plus, you can get a 55% discount on this tool with my special link. Now, I have already done my research with my KDSpy tool, and I'm going to choose this keyword. Because as we can see in the traffic light of my KDSpy, it's a book that has popularity potential plus a very low competition. In this section, we can see that people are making up to $10,000 a month with this category. So we can see that it's 13,000, 41,000, 7,000, and over here we can see that the average monthly revenue is around 4,000. So with this research, I already have a higher chance of selling more books. First of all, we need to generate the story idea and the storybook script. I will be using ChatGPT. This is a free AI that will help us to come up with ideas and very complete story scripts in minutes. So I will be using this prompt. Generate a short storybook for kids aged between 4 and 8, bedtime, motivational with only 600 words. And I'm just gonna let it write it. Once you're happy with the result, we can go copy the story and paste it in a Google or Excel sheet. So I'm just gonna go and copy it. And I can go and paste it in a Google or Excel sheet. Once I have it on here, I'm just gonna make sure that I don't leave any space between the text. So from here, I can already see that my storybook is gonna be 16 chapters, less the title. I can go and adjust this if I want more chapters or if I want to separate one of these chapters. I also added title over here, and now what I'm gonna do is just go to the section of here and click in download. Over here, I'm just gonna keep it as a CSV format, and I'm gonna click in download. Now that we finished with the script of our story, we can move on with the designing for our storybook. For this, we can move to Canva and prepare the dimensions for our storybook. It's very important we set this first because you don't want to finish your book and find out that you don't have the correct measurements. So before starting with the creation of our storybook, first we have to decide if we want our storybook to be with bleed or without bleed. So choosing bleed will mean that we don't leave any space on the page. And choosing no bleed is we're going to leave our little margins in our page. So once we choose if we want bleed or without bleed, we can go and follow these measurements depending on your choice. I always come to this page to make sure that all my measurements are perfect. I will leave the link in the description. So I'm going to make my design 7.5 times 925, but because I'm going to make it with bleed, I'm going to be following these measurements. So these ones I have to go and put it on my Canva design. So I'm going to go copy. In Canva, I'm just going to click in create a design, custom size. I'm going to paste it over here, and I'm going to follow the other one. So 9.5. 9.5. In the units, we also have to make sure that it's always on inches. And I'm going to click in create new design. Now that we already opened our design, the next thing that we have to do is add our borders. And to do this, I'm just going to keep scrolling over here to the section of margins. And over here, I'm just going to make sure I follow this measurement. So 0,375, because my storybook is going to be between this range. So to add it on here, we gotta make sure we have our rulers in Canva. If they don't show up on here, you can go to File, then settings, and over here show rulers and guides. Because I already have it, I'm just gonna pull from left to right and I will add it over here. So 300, and I'm gonna go closer to see 375. So there is in 375, and I'm gonna make the same from up to down and 375. Now I already have these two sides, so I'm gonna go to elements. From here I'm gonna grab a shape and I will just make it fit in the square that is here in the corner. So I'm just gonna go grab it from here to here, and then this one to here, and then the last one over here. I'm gonna go closer to make sure that everything is in the right place. I'm gonna pull it and I'm gonna go and place it in my other corners. So there, closer to see if it's right in there. So there we go. Now I'm gonna pull my other margin from here and the last corner. So from there, it's perfect. I'm gonna pull it and pull it from here. And now I can delete my shape. Now we already have our borders. Once everything is correctly set up, we can move on into add the script of our story. For this, first of all, we have to add a text. So I'm just gonna go to the text section, and over here I'm just gonna go and add a title. It's very important to customize the font and the colors for our text. So you can go and click over here and change the type of font that you want. So if we go to this section and we keep scrolling on here, we can find these two that it says comic and school, that are two sections where we can find fonts for kids. So I can go and add this one over here. So now we already have this one, and I will leave it in black. To add our text, I'm gonna go to the section of book read. Over here, I have to click in upload data. From here, we just gotta go and find our CSV document, and I'm gonna click in open. What I have to do now is click over the text and click in connect data. If you don't find it on here, you can go to the three dots, and over here it's also going to appear connect data. So you can click on it, and then we just click in our text. From here we can start to adjust. Maybe I will make this letter small so it fits better. So I can go and move it around. So maybe over here. So it's easy for me to adjust it later on. And I'm gonna click in continue. Over here we can see that we have 15 chapters, including this one over here. So we have these 16 complete chapters, and I'm gonna click in generate 15 designs. So as you can see now, Canva already added the script of our storybook in just a few clicks, so we don't have to go and paste it one by one. We already have all of them on here, and then if you just need to adjust some of them, you go grab it from here and make it higher. So now that we are done with the setup of our book and with our script, the only thing that is remaining is to add our graphics. For today's video, I will show you two options to start creating your storybook graphics. So you can choose the option that is more useful to you. Option number 1, using Canva AI image generation. To use this option, we gotta go to the section of apps in Canva over here. And on the searching bar, we're just gonna type Magic Media. And search. I'm gonna click in the first option and we can get to our Magic Media app. Otherwise, you can go to the section of elements, and over here where it says AI image generation, we're just gonna click in generate your own. And you can also get directly through here. As you can see, in Magic Media we have 3 sections: images, graphics, and videos. But for today's video, we're just gonna be using this section of images. Once on here, like any other AI, we have to use a prompt. So I'm just gonna go and grab something from our first chapter to generate an image to add it on my storybook. So I'm just gonna go and try with this one. So I'm gonna put sky full of stars and the moon for my prompt. We can also choose the styles that we want to create our images. So if we click and see all, we can see that we have a lot of them. So you can choose between all these options. So I can go and just click in Dreamy to start to try out. A very useful part of this magic media is that we can go and choose the aspect ratio. So because we're gonna make it for this kind of books, I'm just gonna go and choose portrait. And now I'm just gonna go and click in generate image. So as you can see, the AI generated few of these images for me, so I can go and add one of these ones. Otherwise, I can go and click in the three dots and I can click and generate more like this one. So I can go and choose again from all these options. So I'm just gonna try out with this one. And I can go and adjust it all the way till it fits in my book. So now we already generate the first page of our storybook. Now we can keep creating images until we finish with all the pages for our storybook. So to use this AI, Canva gives 50 credits to Canva free accounts. And if you have a Canva Pro account, you have 500 credits every month. So I think that it's a very useful tool when it comes to create images or graphics for our storybooks. But if this is not an option for you, you can go and try out with the next option. Option number 2, Leonardo AI. To start, you can go to the link in my description and create an account completely for free. Once I am here, I'm gonna go to the Find Tool Models. Over here, I'm just gonna go to the Community Models and I'm gonna start to see from these which kind of animations I like the most to start the creation of my storybook. So I feel like I like this one and I'm gonna click in Generate with this model. This is an optional step. You can go directly and click in Create New Images, and it's also gonna send you to the image generation. In this section, we can add our prompt. Over here, we can choose the type of style that we want our image to be. We can also select the preset style. And over here, you can also go and add the contrast of your picture. To select the generation mode, we only have available fast, but if you upgrade to premium, you will have a quality one. In the image dimensions, we can go and select our dimension. And we can even make it small or medium. If you want to go and try with the large, you will have to upgrade to premium. So for this section of here, we only have available the creation of 4 images per time. So you have to be very careful on the credits that you spend to create each images. Because with the free version of Leonardo AI, you only have 150 daily credits available. Otherwise, you can go and upgrade to one of the plans that they have so you can get more credits and even unlimited access to the image generation and much more features to start the creation of your storybooks for Amazon KDP. So this is the image that we already create, and I'm gonna go and click in download. Once we already download our image, I'm gonna come back to my Canva design and I'm gonna go to the section of uploads. Over here, I'm gonna click in upload files and I'm just gonna go and find my image. Over here, I'm gonna click in open. Now it's already uploaded on here, so I can go click on here and set as an image background. And we can keep doing this to generate the rest of our storybook. Now over here, I can go and just adjust little details. Like on here, I will go and just add maybe some space for my letters so they stand out more easy. So maybe on here, and I'm just gonna move it maybe on here, and I'm gonna change the color, so maybe to white. And in this way, it's easy for the kids to read my storybook. So I'm gonna go copy this one and make exactly the same for my other page. Position and back. And I will adjust it. Now I have already finished the interior of my storybook, so I can move on into create the cover for this storybook. And for this, I'm going to be using this website. So kdp.amazon cover calculator. Over here, I'm just going to fill the details so I can get the template of my cover. So paperback, black and white, white paper, left to right. So over here, we're just gonna choose the same measurements that we use for our Canva. So 7.5 times 925. And I'm gonna click in calculate dimensions. So we're just gonna go and follow these measurements over here. So I'm gonna go back to my Canva, I'm gonna click in create design over here, and I'm gonna follow the measurements that says over here. So 15.43, and I think it's 9.5, so yeah. And I'm gonna click in create design. Also on here, I need to go and download my template. Once I download it, I'm gonna go and add it into my design. Once it's on here, I'm just gonna go and leave it all the way to the corner and then just adjust it till it fits my design. So now we have it on here. What I'm gonna do now is just lock it and start to fill the borders of my template. So to do this, I'm just gonna go to the shapes and add my borders as it says in my template. So here, and I will just start to position it over here. So if you cannot see, you can go and adjust the transparency. We can go closer and see if it's well. It seems to fit well here, so I'm just gonna go duplicate, and I'm gonna keep doing this with the rest of my borders. Once I'm done adding all of the borders, I'm gonna go unlock it and I will delete it. Now I can go and adjust the colors of my borders to the one that fits with my designing, and I can start designing my cover. So I'm just gonna go and put back all the transparency for all of them. Once you place back all the transparency and you choose the colors for your borders, I'll go and click and change all. I would recommend you to go and lock all your borders so nothing else moves. So lock it, and we can start with the designing of our cover. So I think that I really like this one. So I'm just gonna go and add part of the images that I already generate with my AI. And I'm also going to change the color of the border, so maybe here. And I can click in add a new color, and over here I'm just gonna grab one of the colors that I can see that are very nice from here. Maybe that blue works better. So I'm just gonna go change this one. So change to blue and then change all. Now I already changed all of them. So now I'm gonna be adding the title of my book. So for this, I'm gonna go to the section of text, and I can go and add one of the templates that Canva already have for us. So I'm just gonna go and just search for one that I like from here. So maybe this one over here, and I can just go and change the colors and the title. So I have here already my title. I'm just gonna go and change the color of it because I don't think it does really stand out. So maybe everything to white. I think it will shine more. Then this one maybe to another type of color. So something like this. So I think this stands out more. And we already add the title of our book. And I'm just gonna finish the last details. So over here we can add a very engaging description of the book, and we can add more elements to make it more visually appealing to kids. But now I already also finished the cover of my storybook. So now what we have to do is download both. We have to download the interior of our storybook and our cover. And to do this, I'm gonna go and click in this square that it says share, and I'm gonna click in download. On file type, I will keep it as a PDF to print, and I'm going to click in download. And I'm going to make exactly the same for our interior. Once we already finish our cover book, our storybook, it's ready to publish on Amazon KDP. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a great day.